Hey, folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out. I am your nerderator, Dustin House. Spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. You're going to find me here every Thursday at noon with a guest, and we're going to nerd out about affiliate marketing. And my nerd in the box today is Daniel Myers. He is the Senior Marketing Affiliate Manager over at National University. Welcome to the Nerdatorium, Daniel.
Thank you, Dustin. Happy to be here.
Excellent. If you would like to be in Daniel's guest and our seat, come and be my guest. Go to dustinhouse.com/nerd and drop in a topic that you want to nerd out about. That's how Daniel got here. And we connected on LinkedIn not too long ago. And he brought up the topic of the day, which we're going to get into. So before we get into that, Daniel, who are you?
First and foremost, I've been married for over 26 years, have two kids, including my oldest, who's now a sophomore at the University of Arizona, following her parents' footsteps. Bear down for
Ooh.
anyone who knows what that means. And then for about the last 9 years, I've been working as the affiliate manager at National University. I actually started with North Central University, which was a for-profit university out of Arizona. That's how I got the job. And then National bought North Central University and combined those two schools under the National umbrella about 4 years ago.
Excellent. I love how you led with the family first. That's a great way to not ruffle any feathers in the household. I like that your work does not define you first and foremost. That is a great answer there.
Oh, thank
All
you.
right. Tell us about what you do and who you serve out there.
Yeah, affiliate marketing in the higher education space really is dominated by large companies, including like Red Ventures and Education Dynamics, and all the way down to small companies or basically individual companies. We work with about 20 to 25, depending on, the month and what's going on with these companies, and basically finding students, top end of the funnel, when people put in, like best online MBA or best online business, degree. The top results are these affiliate companies because if we paid for them directly, we blow our Google budget in about 3 days. But these large companies can, aggregate to them and sell them to, more than one school at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my day-to-day job is managing these relationships, following KPIs, making sure, I like to say, the plates are spinning properly. And, if they're not, I got to let one fall and break. That happens from time to time, but really kind of keeping the inquiry volume flowing and making sure, they're as high quality, upper funnel inquiries as possible.
Okay. Gotcha. And so National University, you told me you're planning for LeadsCon coming up. You
Right.
guys build a program on trying to capture new possible students. These are the leads you guys are paying for.
Exactly. And at LeadsCon, most of the larger affiliates in the higher education space, we may not attend the show, but at least they'll be out in Las Vegas April 7th and the 9th. And we get a chance to meet with them face to face, talk to them.
Yeah.
And that kind of meetings are invaluable to be able to, hash out a few things, not over, Zoom or
Yeah.
Teams or whatever, and be able to talk to them.
Very interesting niche, something I've never dabbled in. Leads in general, I've done them before, but not in this kinda essence of and it makes a lot of sense, like, you can't pay a CPA or a rev share on a student that signs up for your university, I would
Yeah,
assume.
it's a very competitive market with the large competitors, have national name brands that like Western Governors, Southern New Hampshire, and then all the other like state schools. ASU has a wonderful
Yeah,
online, presence. We're all in Grand Canyon University, also in my backyard here in Arizona, all fine, education institutions, and it's a friendly competition. And I know most of the affiliate marketers at, these places as you run the same circles, but it's a difficult market, and a lot of people really don't know what they want, especially
mm,
with online. It's better now post COVID because everyone has an online component, but still, I mean, and I can tell you with my own daughter's experience, knew kind of what she was looking for, but visited a couple campuses, and it's not an easy decision. And national kind of as the niche for the non-traditional student.
okay.
It was founded in 1971 by a veteran, really focusing on active duty and veterans and spouses, and that kind of grew into the working, adult education So our niche is kind of the 25 to 35 for the undergraduate degrees and like 35 to 45 for graduate degrees. And our marketing department refers to them as Anders because, their parents and they're working and they're full-time students. So it's a little different. We're not the 18 to 22-year-old, and we'll obviously take those students, but we're looking for the non-traditional, which is a growing segment in the education market.
For sure. I love the concept. Love that it was veteran founded. It
Mm.
speaks to me, especially. There's a large market that I'm trying to tap into to get veterans, transitioning to that civilian world. Affiliate marketing could be a great place for them, and I'm always pushing for that. Glad to hear you guys
Absolutely.
are running
I
that
mean,
same.
most people in the military are very good at networking.
Yeah.
It's easier transition, I'd imagine.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, our topic of the day isn't necessarily around your guys' program and how you're running it, but the bigger conversation is higher education of affiliate marketing. And you're very uniquely qualified to understand like what's going on in the world of affiliate marketing and management like training, and
Yeah.
it's something that is so far behind. Like I can't tell you how many stories of people that fell into this industry as an affiliate manager. It is very rare that people go and get marketing degrees and go into affiliate marketing. It is just a very unique field. And so I'm super excited to get into it today. So let's start off small. Tell us about higher education of affiliate marketing. What is it and what are you seeing out there?
Like I said, it's mostly dominated by large companies, and most of the schools have someone like me, just at the manager level and report into higher, like director level. That's over kind of the whole paid, media team, direct marketing. So on my team is also like the paid search manager, paid social manager, and now the influencer manager. What we don't have, is really specific degrees for affiliate or even have much of that in our MBA program. I was fortunate enough that, National has tuition reimbursement, and I got my MBA in marketing about 5 years ago.
Okay.
But most of that was still a traditional kind of marketing program. We had with some dabbling in digital marketing. We've updated that, as far as I understand. I haven't been in class for a while, so can't really answer that. But for those who I know are in class, but schools are always looking for that next, like new program that's going to blow up.
Yeah.
And a lot of that last few years have been a lot of like the cybersecurity programs you've seen,
Okay.
especially with all those certificate programs and coding certificate programs. But affiliate marketing and kind of a part of a digital marketing degree is something that, yeah, I know we've talked about it. I'm not sure the demand is there yet because you need a lot of, because once you launch, all the other competitors are going to launch probably something similar.
Okay.
But it's definitely growing. And you're right, we are behind. We are not preparing the next group of, digital marketers or affiliate marketers. And it's definitely kind of an issue with higher education. Very few higher education, schools are willing to lead. We're followers because we want to make
Yeah.
sure something works before we stick our toe into it. And so we definitely are reactionary and not pro.
That's a good point. I've never met anybody that has a degree in affiliate marketing. Does that exist yet? Is that a thing?
As far as I know, I'd have to look. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I do have access to what's called IPEDS, which is the government database, which lists every person looking for government funding, which is probably about 90 to 95% of all US-based students are looking for some sort of, financial assistance. And that lists degree, program of interest, and what they start in. So I could take a look and see if there is such thing as a, marketing, degree with, a specialization in affiliate marketing. But as of right now, I haven't heard of anything.
Okay. I have a few friends in the PMA that are instructors, if you will, like at universities trying to make this a thing. Eric Nagel comes to mind, and they are like working hard to like integrate it into marketing degrees and trying to get our foot in the door. But one day, I think I'm hopeful that affiliate marketing degree could be a thing, and I would love to see that on an application. Like, I think you'd get hired immediately. Today, lots of agencies are giving people and networks for that matter. I got my first job at CJ, right? Like
Mhm.
I had a degree in psychology and that was close enough. Like,
Yeah, my degree is actually in history, so it's a great research and development and understanding. So yeah, it's a lot of
okay.
people kind of fall into marketing with degrees that aren't marketing related, and we have to learn a lot.
Yes, absolutely. And we've kind of answered this for the folks out there, but higher education and the current state in affiliate marketing. Could you tell me a little bit more about like even though we don't have degrees necessarily, how is it starting to integrate into MBA programs and the general like marketing degrees as well?
Yeah, every school is going to review all their programs usually every year,
Okay.
looking at trends. We have a whole department that looks at like trends, what our competition is doing, and I'm sure they're looking at us. And what are the kind of the the big high points, from the Google like search manager, what's being searched the most? That's always a nice indicator. What are people looking for? We have to offer. And there are always tweaks and programs and catalog changes, and it's a lot of red tape, unfortunately. You're dealing with the Department of Education and also your own schools and universities are regionally accredited. We're the WASC, which is Western, I can't remember, Association of Schools and Colleges, which covers basically California, Oregon, and Washington, if I remember correctly. So any major change in the program we do, we have to get by our accreditor first, and then the Department of Education, if it's like a new program, they need to sign off to make sure. So it's a lot of red tape still
Okay.
in higher education, and another reason why we move slowly. But if we can add a course in like digital marketing to an MBA where it's kind of an elective course, if we have say a 10 course MBA, first 5 courses are all going to be the same, and then you could choose between 20 courses for your next 5.
Okay.
That's something we should be able to handle a little easier. And certainly more digital marketing courses have been added since I graduated 5 years ago, which is a positive.
Yeah.
A specific and like affiliate would be something I think is definitely coming because it is a growing field. It's just probably going to take some time.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, that's the current state of events. What about the curriculum that you're seeing in affiliate marketing? Are you an instructor? Are you a guest lecturer over at National? Like, is that a thing?
That's not a thing. I could be if I really wanted to. It's kind of time consuming.
Yeah.
My associate director fills in occasionally as a guest, both at National and his local community college. We are pretty much a fully remote operation now. He's out in the Los Angeles area, and occasionally he'll drive down to San Diego, where our headquarters are, and teach some classes. But no, I've not been asked, as far as I know, to do a guest lecture. We do have a good group of doctorate degrees as our instructors. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I think getting somebody with real life experience is essential for some of those courses. I've created my own course about affiliate marketing, like piling out everything I know about affiliate management and tracking everything soup to nuts, like goes into my course. But I've actually been asked by UC Davis to go and like build a course around this, but it is way too much work. Like,
Yeah, it is, and it's difficult. People think, "Oh, I'm an expert. I can, teach others," but then you realize all the planning that has to go into it, all
yeah,
the research that has to go into it. It's a ton of I's to dot and T's to cross before you even like get something on paper. And then
right.
again, there's the regulations that the hoops you have to jump through for higher education once you get there, and then they might uncover something you didn't even think about. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not an easy path for sure.
Gotcha. And so the current state of like a curriculum and affiliate marketing, have you seen this in place anywhere else, or do you know if it exists yet?
Honestly, I don't think it exists yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we still got some work to do, it sounds like.
Yeah, but with UC Davis, which is a fine school, looking at it, if they're the first, to dip their toes in affiliate marketing, being a UC school and one of the best in the system, a fantastic school, others will certainly follow because Davis is definitely a leader when it comes to higher education.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Karen Garcia is probably the closest to the UC Davis campus. She should be instructing. She's organized enough and she's driven enough. She absolutely could be in there and get this done.
Yeah,
Uh,
and if they need someone, a guest lecturer, even though I'm in Arizona, I have family out in Sacramento, so very
oh,
familiar with
cool.
the Davis area, which obviously about 20 minutes from campus.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. All right. We're going to thank our sponsor of the day, and that sponsor is AffyStash. So if you don't or you haven't tried AffyStash, you got to go and do it. If you're looking for affiliates to bring into your program, we find content affiliates that are niche relevant just by entering keywords. Come give it a try. $97 a month will get you 500 searches for contacts that you're looking for at each one of these URLs or social sites. Give it a try. 30-day money back guarantee. I use this product every day in searching for affiliates myself. So nothing to lose. Come give it a try. Moving back into it, something you mentioned is TCPA rules. I have no idea what this is, but can you
Yeah.
explain for the
Sure.
folks what it looks like?
TCPA stands for Telephone Consumer Protection Act. It was the
Okay.
1991 act that created the do not call.gov list.
Okay.
So if you ever registered, you are a part of the TCPA. And basically it governs phone calls. CAN spam covers emails, and we certainly send emails, to all of the people who inquire. But we still try to make phone contact to most of the people. So we do have a call center that kind of reaches out. It's kind of the first contact center, making sure that the person who inquires is actually the person, who did the inquiry. They actually exist. And then our what we call an enrollment floor, even though it's now spread out all over the country, that enrollment kind of talks the inquiry, like making sure, yes, they want to go to school, they're interested in the right program. They might change the program when they're there, and then talk them all the way through the enrollment process, which
Hmm.
includes an application, FAFSA paperwork for, like I said, about 95% of the students. But the TCPA governs who we can call, when we can call. There are certain states that have their own kind of, you can only call, between certain times.
Okay.
And the FTC, which governs the TCPA, is putting out a new rule that begins in about a week on Monday, where if you ever filled out any form and there's a little checkbox that says I consent to have to be called, texted by, and emailed by whatever group,
Okay.
when you fill it, that's the TCPA consent. In the past, that could list any number of like schools or any number of, say, insurance agents, or even have a link where you can click on the link and it will list all the agents in like a long list. For schools, most of the time, when it's a shared lead like that, it's usually between 3 and 4 schools. But the
Okay.
new rule is going to be what they call one-to-one consent. So it has to have a checkbox for each school, which means in the past, if we got, say, a shared lead with, some of our top competitors like Grand Canyon and, yeah, Southern New Hampshire, we can all be listed in like one line. Where now it's more kind of a checkbox. Like we'll have 3 TCPAs, and the consumer will be able to check which box they want to check, which is kind of interesting and definitely will be a topic in LeadsCon because schools have been sued for TCPA in the past. So have large companies, banks, insurance companies with settlements, in millions of dollars. I believe it's like 1,500 per, error in TCPA, and there have been large class action suits.
Goodness. Okay. So it is a big deal in your guys's,
Absolutely.
and I assume that's a big hurdle for you to get over to like qualify leads as well, right?
Yes, we have been working on this. They announced it about a year and a half ago. We've been working on it since then. All of our in-house leads, like if they come from the website or Google, they're going to be single one-to-one, not an issue. But if they're coming from these third parties, the affiliates, which are, leads that I help generate, we can't really be sure that they are, one-to-one compliant leads. And part of the rule is on the 27th of January, you have to ensure that they are one-to-one compliant. So we went back about 3 months, emailed all these leads and said, hey, law's changing. If you still want us to be able to call, basically fill out another, RFI form. And basically they gave us consent. So and then we required all of our third party, partners to be compliant. by December 1st. That way we know we have basically 2 months of these third-party inquiries that we already know are compliant, and we'll be able to call them once the law changes. So it's been a huge lift on our end and also all of our affiliates, because if they had like shared leads, which a lot of them do, they needed to change their online forms to be able to have one-to-one compliance, which
Mhm.
is a lot of, dev work on that end.
Okay. And is this specific to your niche and vertical, or is this like across all leads in general?
Across all leads, higher education is going to be affected, but probably not huge because, like I said, it's usually 3 or 4 schools, and our average with the shared lead is actually about 2.5 schools. Because a lot of times, we have a niche program and there's only one other niche program out there that fits. But if you're like an insurance, agent, oftentimes they had a list of like 30 to 40 local agents in your area, and often more than one, like State Farm or Farmers Insurance agent that you could choose from.
Mhm.
If you're looking for like home improvement projects, like new windows or something, there are a lot of companies that buy these inquiries because they're not expensive and you don't really have to convert a huge amount for them to make sense. But now
Yeah.
they're all going to be one to one. So the effect will be probably less inquiries. They'll probably be more expensive to buy because these companies that generate them won't be able to sell them to, 30 or 40, but maybe only 5.
Yeah.
But we're hoping that on the back end, we'll have higher conversion numbers, but that's it. Law hasn't taken effect yet. So
Okay.
it's something to be determined.
All right. So something to pay attention to if you have a lead-based program, this is gonna affect you. So learning and study up on TCPA rules there
Yes.
is the bottom
If
line.
I will shout out to someone who we're not affiliated with, but his name is Eric Troutman. He has his own blog about the TCPA.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a lawyer. He knows much more than I do. I listen to his podcast, follow his blog, and on LinkedIn a lot. And I'm, yeah, happy to,
Let's
listen to what he has to say. So
Awesome. Let's share that link in the description here, going to Eric Trout there. All right. Current trends. We've kind of gone into what we think. What are you seeing out there as a trend in the right direction?
in the right direction, it's really difficult. Yeah, a lot of the smaller companies are already being bought out by the larger companies.
Huh?
With this new TCPA rule, we'll probably be seeing more, of that happening because it's going to be more difficult for these smaller companies to be compliant. They'll probably end up selling,
Okay.
and getting out. So less people to deal with in the marketplace, less competition, always means, usually means a little more difficulty getting the quality because it's you don't have as many options. We're also seeing kind of a switch in number of graduate students. January for us has been good so far, but like October through December has been lot less people looking for grad degree programs,
Hmm.
which is often our bread and butter because grad programs, those students tend to persist more. They're longer programs. They're, a little more expensive programs, so you have a better ROI on those programs for affiliate. But we've seen less and less. January so far is bucking the trend, but yeah, September through like December, if anyone had someone who was looking for a master's or a doctoral degree, yeah, I was buying.
Yeah, that doesn't. January checks out for me. Like the same reason people buy exercise equipment
Exactly.
the year. Like
Yeah.
new you, like get educated. It seems like a
Yeah.
natural fit. I'm surprised Q4 was so strong though, since people are buying into like presents for the holidays.
Yeah.
But interesting. All right. So, new president in place, and you seem to think there might be some big plans coming in with this new election results.
First of all, not to be political, try not to be, but Republicans tend to be a little more relaxed on, the rules and laws, more business friendly.
Okay.
So there is a brief actually with that new TCPA law change that's been filed from what I understand to delay it for another 3 months. Maybe they won't be as aggressive in enforcing it. But then there's also, changes in like economy and maybe people in Q4 were wondering what's going to happen when Trump takes office, the economy, and that kind of delayed their, you know, interest in higher education. Higher education tends to be reverse in terms of, trends when it comes to the economy. When the economy is good, people don't need a degree because
Oh.
there's more a demand for whatever they're doing. When the economy is bad, people are looking to get ahead, or they're looking to maybe do something if they have extra time, if they're laid off. And education is often one of the areas that they look at. So the uncertainty is kind of what we're living in now, because obviously he just took office, what, about 48 hours ago, and we're not going to know what's going to happen, until it happens. So we're looking, 6 months. It makes it difficult to forecast for us because we don't really know. Every new administration has different focus, different ideas, and different results. So
That is a interesting trend with the economy. It's almost counterintuitive to me. Like it seems like if the economy's good, then I have more income to invest in myself. But you're saying like people don't have jobs, they have more time to go and like educate
yeah, people
themselves.
don't have the jobs, or they're kind of struggling at a low end job with no room for
Yeah.
advancement. So they look for education, which is always a great way to advance your chances of advancing your career. I mean, there are no guarantees that education will work, but you look back throughout any history, and the higher education level you have, it opens up more doors for, better careers.
Yeah. All right. As we wrap up here, let's talk about the future. Do you see in the future, and if so, like how many years away are degrees in affiliate marketing going to be a thing?
Years, it's hard to say, but there are more digital marketing courses. There are more digital marketing kind of certificate courses like Coursera, which does a wonderful job. Uh,
Okay.
well, there'll be a one in affiliate marketing, most likely, if they haven't launched one yet. That's probably the first kind of foray into it. It's nice to hear, UC Davis looking to add at least a course in it.
Yep.
My guess is probably 3 to 5 years, we'll see more courses and full degree programs maybe after that. It takes some time.
Yeah. Well, when they do create one and like you can get a degree in it, I would love to get an honorary degree. I feel like 15 years of hard work might be a thing. So whoever's out there paying attention, please send it my way. I'd love to make a speech, get a new cap and gown, whatever it takes. Like I'll do whatever it takes. All right, fun. All right. Last thing, Daniel, how do we connect with you?
Well, you can always connect with me by email. It's D Myers, my last name, at nu.edu. Or you can find me on LinkedIn. It's Daniel Myers, working at National University. Pretty easy to find me that way.
All right, fantastic. Well, appreciate your time and your insight. Thanks so much for joining us today,
Oh,
Daniel.
you're welcome, and thank you. I had a great time.
Awesome. All right, folks, keep on recruiting.